Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesu Abhatresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all the devotees for today afternoon Bhagavad-Gita class. And I thank all the devotees for giving me this opportunity. By my miscalculation, actually it was last week I supposed to finish the topic, but somehow we could not take the points from Srila Prabhupada. So because the purport is so long and the verse is so important, which is the title is given like the most confidential knowledge, and this particular verse it talks about that Rajguhyam, and not only that, Srila Prabhupada he then took so many other points where he established how this knowledge is the most confidential. So for that, Srila Prabhupada he is giving about the other scriptures. So basically, as we know, our Vedic knowledge, it is so vast, and that's the reason like there are so many different schools, and they are very fixed on their particular schools and their particular knowledge. But here Srila Prabhupada he touched that, then he touched about how the people like, okay, if someone is there in the Vedic knowledge, then as it is mentioned in the scriptures like Vede, Ramayane, Purane cha, Vede, Ramayane, Purane, Bharate, Tatha, Adivante, Madhya cha, Hari Sarvatra Giyam. Like ultimately everywhere the Lord is glorified, but somehow or other someone needs that, some teacher is needed who can tell us like this is the essence. Otherwise, in a different schools, the different people they fix that particular the subject, and then they grows their understanding on that particular. But here, like the Acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada, that's why he mentioned about the other schools first, and then the material knowledge, and then he is talking about this confidential knowledge. So, like that, very nice way, Srila Prabhupada, he has given this long purport. So here, just we will try to understand this all the in short about what Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the first paragraph of his this is purport. So basically, we took the verse last week also. So should we chant the verse first? Chant the verse? Yes. So we'll chant the verse, and after that I request if some devotees they want to repeat it. So we are on Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge, and verse number 2. Rajvidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Abhyayam Rajvidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Abhyayam Rajvidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam Sukham Kartum Abhyayam
Rajavidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Swagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Abhyayam Rajavidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam Sukham Kartum Abhyayam Rajavidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam Abhyayam Rajavidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Abhyayam Rajavidya Rajguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Abhyayam.
So we will read only the translation, and then purport will go by the topic as Srila Prabhupada is giving, because last week we read the whole purport. So today it is a long purport. We'll just with the discussion only we will read the points from Srila Prabhupada. Translation: This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge. And because it gives a direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. So here, the first paragraph of Srila Prabhupada, where he is giving here, this chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called the King of Education because it is the essence of all doctrines and philosophies explained before. So here Srila Prabhupada is establishing like this is the essence of all the Vedic knowledge, which is given in this Bhagavad Gita. And then he mentioned about the different philosophies, which is given by the different rishis. So he named here few. Among the principal philosophers in India are Gautama, Kannada, Kapila, Yajnavalkya, Sandilya, and Vaishwanara. And finally, there is a Vyasadeva. So the author of Vedanta Sutra. So there is no dearth of knowledge in the field of philosophy or transcendental knowledge. Now the Lord says that this 9th chapter is the king of all such knowledge, the essence of all knowledge that can be derived from the study of the Vedas and different kinds of philosophy. So here, as Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about Gautam, Kannada, Kapila, so these are like, there are 6 darshan which are given by these 6 rishis, and these 6 darshans are like which is Nyaya, then Vyasasika, then there is Sankhya, there is a Yoga, there is a Purva-Mimamsa, and then there is a Uttar-Mimamsa. So these are the 6 darshans, and how this, what the topic, this 6 darshan they discuss about is like they have all the 6 rishis, they have a one question, and that question is like, what is the source of everything? And they want to know the answer of this one question, what is the source of everything? And for that, they just went in a deep study, and they got 6 different answers. And that is the sixth darshan, which we call, which is the Nyaya, then Vaisesika, then Sankhya, Yoga, Purva-Mimamsa, and Uttar-Mimamsa. And again, there is another way of dividing these, is like Nyaya and Vaisesika, it is kept as one. And then there is a Sankhya, then there is a Yoga, there is a Purva-Mimamsa, and Uttar-Mimamsa is again divided into, one is a Mayavad Siddhant and one is a Vaishnava Siddhant. So this is also one way of dividing these 6 darshans. And there is another thing in our Vedic scriptures. The other thing is like where there are, it is called Prasthan Traya, means all the scriptures are divided in 3 parts. And why these are divided in 3? So based on the 3 questions, it is what to do, how to do, and why to do. So these are the 3 questions, and for these 3 questions, the whole of this Vedic scripture is divided in 3 parts. So these are called Prasthan Traya. So Prasthan means like to move forward to some destination, that is Prasthan. So Prasthan Traya means a 3-way. So one is Shruti Prasthan, one is Smriti Prasthan, and one is Nyaya Prasthan. So Shruti Prasthan is what to do, Smriti Prasthan is how to do, and Nyaya Prasthan, it is why to do. But when we are in the Vaishnava Siddhanta, when we are following Vaishnava Siddhanta, and as a Vaishnava, it is said we are not much concerned about why to do. Kyo means like we know that and we are practicing. And if we go more deep, and then we have to understand like what the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he gave us. So he talked even more higher than this, of like what to do, how to do, and why to do. He is talking like we are every day singing this Siksha Ashtakam. And what is the 6th verse of Siksha Ashtakam? Nayanam Galagasu Dharaya, Vadanam Galgat Rudaya Gira, Ulkarni Chitam Vaku Kada. Kada means when. So Lord Chaitanya, he is not talking about what, how, or why, he is talking about when. So now, after practicing for so many years, now our question should be when I will get that mercy, when I will further, like my understanding or my devotion will be deepened. So he's not even then, he's telling after some time, even these questions should be clear. It should not go with us like what to do, how to do, and why to do. It is when I will get this. So now everything is given by our acharyas, and then now we have to go for that, which Lord Chaitanya in that 6th verse of Siksha Ashtakam is telling, when my body will, when my tears will come from my eyes, when my body will tremble, when this all the symptoms, when it will come. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he given more deepen. But here, actually, at least we should understand this. These are the 2 ways to understand our scriptures. Srila Prabhupada here mentioned both, like 2 names he gave here: Gautama, Kannada, Kapila. which are giving the six darshan. One of the darshan is given, Gautama is giving about the Nyaya. And like the question was like, what is the source of everything? And for that, he went very deep on this philosophies, and his answer was like atom is the source of everything, and he went very deep on that. And then Vaisesika, which is given by Kannada, Nyaya is given by Gautama, and Vaisesika is given by Kannada. So he is given the same way. That's why in one understanding, the both are kept together, because Gautama, he said atom is the source of everything, and Kannada, he said combination of atom is the source of everything. So he's saying combination and he's telling the atom is the source. So that's why sometimes these both are kept as one. So this is how they got the answers of the same person. Then Sankhya, it is a Kapila Muni, but it is not Lord Kapila. Another name is Kapila Muni. So he came to conclusion that the material nature is the source of everything, of the same person. Then Yoga, the Patanjali, he came, the universal consciousness is the source of everything. Then there is a Purva Mimamsa, so which is a Jamini Rishi. So he came there, the work, like whatever the karma we performs here is the source of everything. If we do the karma, then we will get the results. So like that he got the answer. Then Uttar Mimamsa, here it is mentioned about Lord Vyasdev, as Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned in his purport, like at finally there is a Vyasadev, the author of the Vedanta Sutra. So this is then the Vyasdev who is given us this Uttar Mimamsa, and where he got Brahman or the Krishna is the source of everything. So this is how this our whole knowledge. And when we were hearing that long back, we heard this Saddarshan, this topic. It is given from V.I.H.E., the Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. There, His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhu, who is serving in Mira Road Temple as a president, I believe. So Prabhu, he went in V.I.H.E. and he has given this course there for the students, where he mentioned like very few they goes to understand this, because ultimately here we will further understand this how this is. So this Srila Vyasdev. So it is mentioned like Vyasadev, before he want to just establish this the essence of the whole knowledge is given in Vedanta Sutra. So before that, he want to collect all the wrong philosophies, and for that he chosen these rishis, and they went so deep on this all the different topics, and they brought it up. And when it was with the Srila Vyasdev, then it was easy for him to defeat this all and establish the Vedanta Sutra, or the source of everything is Lord Sri Krishna. So that's the another understanding. But the people sometimes they will just go and they will try to understand what the Gautama, like when we hear the name, even that inquisitive nature means like we will also think of what they have given actually, because these names are like in our Vedic knowledge, these are the very prominent names of Gautama, Kannada, Jamini, Patanjali, and what the knowledge they have given. So that's the everybody they want to know that. So here Srila Prabhupada, he is then Vyasadeva, what he did is he just took all these wrong philosophies, these rishis, they established that, and then Vyasadeva at the end in the Vedanta Sutra he defeated that and he established that. So here if we, some devotees, they want to understand more about this topic, then Srila Prabhupada, he is given in 13th chapter, there is a verse 5. So there Srila Prabhupada, he is mentioning about all of the philosophies which is given by these rishis, and I will read from that purport of Srila Prabhupada from 13th chapter, verse number 5. I request devotees, they can read that purport properly, and then we will understand about these philosophies. So where this verse goes, Risivir Bahuda Gitam Chandovir Vividah Prathak Brahma Sutra Padasya Hetu Madhvir Vinishita. That knowledge of the field of activities and the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect. And here, if we see Srila Prabhupada purport, so there he is giving Krishna is explaining the most controversial point regarding the duality in non-duality of the soul and the super soul, referring to scriptures, the Vedanta, which is accepted as authority. First, he says this is according to different sages. As far as the sages are concerned, besides himself, Vyasadeva, the author of the Vedanta Sutra, is a great sage, and the Vedanta Sutra duality is perfectly explained, and Vyasadeva's father Parasara is also a great sage, that he writes the books Religiosity, Aham Tvam Cha, and then he is talking about I think it is yes, here at the purport, here he is saying where he talked about the Manomaya, then Pranmaya, then Vijnanmaya, and then the Anandmaya. Manomaya? Yeah, Annamaya is the first, then the Pranmaya is there, then the Manomaya, then Vijnanmaya, and then the Anandmaya Abhyas. So that is what Srila Prabhupada established. So here in short, we will understand that these, all the rishis, although they did such a vast work, but the understanding is not to Anandmaya Abhyasa, which is the final, which Srila Vyasadeva established. So Sankhya, which is Sankhya Yoga Karma Uttar Mimamsa Vedanta Susat Darshan, so it is said it is a one way, it is on the mental level. This all what they wrote is on the mental level. So मानसिक तर्क के स्तर पर ये इनको बता कि इन्होंने दिया है. So first is the Manomaya, Annamaya, then Pranmaya, Manomaya, Vijnanmaya, Anandmaya. So Annamaya, here they talks about the Dharma Artha. So he went deep on, and if we have to see the essence of that, so it will be within this Dharma and Artha, and the purpose of him was only bhakti, means just the enjoyment. So he went so deep on that, and the purpose was only bhakti, means enjoying the senses. Then there is a pranamaya, so it is almost the same, which is dharma, artha, kama. So this is also bhakti or the enjoyment, but it is expanded like with the family or with your relatives or like that, expanded. So the point is the same, but it is like expanded from myself to with the family or society, maybe like that. So this is the pranamaya, and it is in detail. Sometimes means like some of Srila Prabhupada in that 13th chapter, he is in that verse. Srila Prabhupada somehow something means like at least some portion of that he is describing them. So I request the devotees, they can read that. Then there is Manomaya. So here it is like a Chatupursat, Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha. And then the purpose of that is to receive some siddhis. So just for some siddhis, they go for that. And then Vijnanamaya. So the purpose is mukti. Purpose is mukti. So Nirvisheswadi, so they are mukti kami. So although they wrote so big scriptures or big topics, but ultimately they have not touched even the pure devotional service. So that's why here Srila Prabhupada in his purport, he wrote here like there is no depth of knowledge in the field of philosophy or transcendental knowledge. Now the Lord says that this 9th chapter is the king of all such knowledge. Because here he is talking about the pure devotional service. And further in his purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning especially about Bhagavad-Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So here the Srila Prabhupada is mentioning it is the most confidential because confidential or transcendental knowledge involves understanding of difference between the soul and the body. So this is the beginning. This is the beginning where Srila Prabhupada is. So this knowledge also, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, this is also in 3 stages. One is Guhya, one is a Guhyatar, and one is a Guhyatama. It is most confidential. So Guhya is to know the difference between the body and the soul. And this topic, even in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita in 2nd chapter, actually when Bhagavan Vasha, it comes, so from that point onwards, up to verse number 30, Lord Shri Krishna, he is only talking about the difference between the body and the soul. So this is the Guhya, and then the Guhyatara, it is about the Lord, and Guhyatamam, it is mentioned, it is about the pure devotional service, which is the relation between the devotee and the Lord. So devotee is connected to Lord, to his master, and that medium which is connecting them both is the pure devotional service. So that's the most confidential, which is Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. So here Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned first, this is confidential or transcendental knowledge involves understanding of difference between the soul and the body. And on the same topic, Srila Prabhupada, the last paragraph of his purport is ending with the same thing. We'll go there. And then he mentioned, and the king of all confidential knowledge culminates in devotional service. So that is the Guhyatamam. And then in the 2nd paragraph, Srila Prabhupada, he came about the material knowledge. He is talking about that also. So Srila Prabhupada, first he brought here about the different philosophies of our Vedic knowledge, and where he established the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is the essence of all knowledge. Why it is? Because these two only talks about the pure devotional service. And all other, they even never touched that. They never touched that. But the good thing about them is, like here I had some other notes. So about these all, these rishis, what they established the topics which were not exactly the pure devotional service, but still it was mentioned there. Like one good thing was in them, at least they accepted there is a soul. Because of some of the philosophies which are divided from the Vedic knowledge itself, even they have not accepted there is a soul. There are some philosophies which comes even within in a bigger scale. If you have to see, they are part of the Vedic knowledge only. But when they were just a little bit deviated, then they have not accepted even the soul is there. They refused even the presence of the soul. Charvak or the Buddhist or some part of the Jainism, I believe, like that. There is like what I was, although I've not gone so deep on that, but I was hearing even there are also a little bit of differences. This came which are in a bigger scale. If you have to see, they comes from the Vedic knowledge. So here they said at least they accepted that, or then they understood that even the soul is suffering because of when it comes in contact of the matter. So that also they accepted. And maybe this is the reason of why they went so deep on that, and then they won't establish this all things. And then the Vyasadeva very easily he could establish what is the pure devotional service. And there in that talk, I just remember that the Kamal Lochan Prabhu, he was mentioning even for Vyasadeva, it was very easy to defeat the wrong philosophies because of they gone so deep and they brought all the wrong philosophies and he could just defeat that. But he said, if we have to think about Srila Prabhupada or our acharyas, when they went to Western world, and for him, it was like where there is, means what wrong philosophies is there, and he has to go and face them and defeat them all. And it is Srila Prabhupada, he went there everywhere, whole world, and he just there were so many difficulties or whatever the challenges, but everywhere Srila Prabhupada went and he defeated them. So this is how he was glorifying Srila Prabhupada or our acharyas. It is not easy for them to go everywhere and then defeat the wrong philosophies and establish this Krishna consciousness. So this is how this knowledge. So here, then another I was just reading. It is even about when Lord Chaitanya he was there in Kasi, and this Prakasa Saraswati, who was a Mayavadi sannyasi, and Lord Chaitanya there he was just chanting and he was dancing, and this Mayavadi sannyasi he was having so many hundreds of sannyasi disciples, and they were like they criticized Lord Chaitanya and like that. But when Lord Chaitanya he with his humility and when he explained then this Prakasanand Saraswati with his all the disciples, he became disciple of Lord Chaitanya, and they are one of the disciple of this Prakasanand Saraswati. He gave one sloka and he is saying Tatha Chay Darshanam hai te tatva nahi jani mahajane ye kahe sei satyamani. So he is saying that Sad Darshan, the study of this Sad Darshan, by this nobody can understand the truth. So what he is saying, so for that we have to follow the path of the Mahajana. That is what his conclusion was there. After this Prakasanand Saraswati, when he sat with the Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya, he explained in the philosophy, and then he gave the conclusion, by this Sad Darshan, no one can understand the philosophy. It is like by the Mahajana, what they establish, and that's why when we are glorifying the six Goswamis. So there the verse comes in Nana Shastra Vicharana. So they gone through the whole of these scriptures and they given us the essence. And that essence here is given in Bhagavad-Gita. And then here in the second paragraph, Srila Prabhupada, he talked about generally people are not educated in the confidential knowledge. They are educated in external knowledge. So this is external knowledge means it is called Jada Vidya. In the language of scriptures or the acharyas, they call it Jada Vidya. As far as ordinary education is concerned, people are involved with so many departments: politics, sociology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, engineering, etc. So here Srila Prabhupada mentioned, and for this I always remember there is a bhajan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahasaya where he says Vidyara Vilasi. So there he is concluding that, and he was that time collector in a British time, and Britishers they accepted that if he would be not Indian, even he would be promoted even in a very high position. But still he was a district magistrate, and he was such knowledgeable in material knowledge also, and he is given in that bhajan, Vidyara Vilase Katainu Kal, Param Sahase Ami, Tomara Charan Na Bhajino Kabu, Ekan Saran Tumi, Padite Padite Bharsa Badil, Gyane Gati Have Mani, Sei Asa Vifal, Sei Gyan Durval, Sei Gyan Agyan Jan. And then he says, Jad Vidya Yad Mayara Vaibhav, Tomara Bhajane Badha, मोह जन्मिया अनित्य संसारे जीव के करे गाधा से गाधा है संसारेर बोझा बहिनु अनेक काल वार्धाके एखन शक्तिर अभावे किछ नहीं लागे और जीवन यातना हैले एखन यही विद्या अविद्या भेल अविद्यारा ज्वाला घटिला विषम यही विद्या हैला सेल. Means like this knowledge, this material knowledge, it is like hurting me so much. And he's saying this material knowledge, what ultimately it gives the result, jiva ke karega. It makes us like we work so hard in this material world, and at the end, when there is no energy in the body, and when we are in an old age. So when we cannot even stand from our place and we cannot even move even one step without help of others. So he's saying, Vardake ekan satyara abhave kich nahi lage. So whatever in this whole life, we work so hard and we have just all the understanding of this will give me this, all that. When in this very life itself, we will realize that actually this is nothing. It is all. And when he is saying like Jivan Yatna Hilaye, it is only giving me the pain. Then he concludes that Tomara Charana Binu Tishu Dhan Sansare Na Achayar Bhakti Vinod Jad Vidya Chadi Tuya Pad Kare Sar. So that is his concluding that Tomara Charana Binu Kichu Dhan Sansare Na Ache. He, oh Lord, other than your lotus feet, nothing else is there. So this is how we have invested our so much time, and it is not only like it is like what we learned is enough. Even nowadays, every time I think when the time passes, even the new challenges comes, and you have to keep updating yourself with that. Although, like every time there will be so many trainings going on in the offices here and there like that, and you have to update yourself on that. Keep doing that. So this is how for this chapal sukha lage that bhajan for the momentary happiness. This is all what we are practicing. Doing that. So this is how Srila Prabhupada he is giving that, and that part of the purport in that second paragraph, he still says, yet the soul is the most important part of the body. Before that, I think he says there are so many departments of knowledge all over the world and many huge universities, but there is unfortunately no university or educational institute where the science of a spirit soul is instructed. So unfortunately, actually it is unfortunately definitely because in India it should be in India. In India itself it is not there now. The Gurukul are vanished. Nobody is interested on that. It is lost in India even. So what to talk about the world? Who else even before, if you have to see the whole history, that even before that also nobody was on that. So India was giving, and in India also it is not there. Yet the soul is the most important part, right? Even not most important part. Actually, we are the soul. Right? If we have to just change the Srila Prabhupada words and understand that we are not this body, we are the soul, right? And like it is very easy also to know that we are not this body, we are the soul. Like many times when we discuss with someone, So we will say, Prabhu, my whole body is paining, right? We will say that or not? We say my whole body is paining. It means my whole body is paining, means I am different than this body and my body is paining. So if I am saying my body is paining, then who is that who is saying my body? Right? So in general, we talk that. We talk in small our conversation or like that, but we never realize that what I'm talking. Although we talk that, right? We say it is my hand, it is my eye, it is my body, but we never think that who is saying that my. That is, then again we said I am this body. Again, we think that I am this body and we talk. So this is so unfortunate. And Srila Prabhupada, he says this, he is mentioning here, the body has no value without that, right? Without the soul, body, what the value it has. Still, people are placing great stress on the bodily necessities of life, not caring of. Srila Prabhupada, he has given that the example of cage and the bird. Like everybody, there is a golden cage and they always take care of the cage because it's a golden cage. But the bird inside that cage, either it is nourished or not, that nobody cares. So that is the soul. So this is how Srila Prabhupada he taught. And then he comes the next third paragraph. Where he is saying the Bhagavad-Gita, especially from the second chapter on, stress the importance of the soul. So here, Srila Prabhupada is coming to that. As I mentioned, it is in Bhagavad-Gita. If we have to see, I think second chapter, there are so many verses, but especially verse number 20, if we have to read that. So how that न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूय अजो नित्य शाश्वतो अयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. But how many us we believe on that, and we think, no, I am this body, and we are not like we are concerned about the soul, not at all. We are ignoring that. So how here Srila Prabhupada, he is saying, although from the beginning only, Lord, he starts, even when Bhagavan Vacha comes, he starts with this knowledge. Because when the first chapter is ending, there Arjuna, he is sitting in the chariot, and his Gandiva is left from his hand, and it is mentioned Sok Santapta Manasa, something like that. The last word of that last verse of 46th verse of first chapter. And because he was in this grief, so Lord Shri Krishna first he want to take him out, and how one can come out of this like which is we are always in this this soka, or like we are concerned about this, is because we don't know the difference between the body and the soul. Where the Lord is telling, even in any situation, there is no need to lament about even about the body, because anyway, whatever you try, you cannot save it. That is Lord, he is telling, whatever you think of that, you cannot save it. And why to lament about the soul? Because it is everlasting. So why you want to lament about that? And what is your lamentation will help you if you lament whole life also about this body? Can you do anything about that? So this is how Lord, he begins this knowledge from the second chapter. Somehow or other, we move forward something like that without understanding and without applying that in our life sincerely. Like it is like what the knowledge of this, the essence of the knowledge is. So here he says the same thing, like the Lord says that this body is perishable and that soul is not perishable, and Here he said it is still means like we can understand that knowledge, but somehow or other in this stage only, when there is a knowledge of body and soul, some people they comes to that knowledge, but even staying in that level, what is the like the difficulty, or how it is not complete. He says that yes, here Srila Prabhupada he mentioned now, sometimes people are under the impression that the soul is different from the body, and when the body is finished or one is liberated from the body, the soul remains in a void. So this is in this stage also there will be a different understanding. Like they will say, no, this body means like Prabhuji mentioned about the Charvak Muni. He is saying that Yavat Jivet Sukham Jivet Rinam Kritva Dhritam Pivet Bhasmi Bhutasya Dehasya Kim Punar Agaman Bhave. Who knows that again we will come to being or not. Whatever it is there, enjoy in this life. Until this body is there, you enjoy. Back, borrow, or steal, but you have to. That was the Charvak Muni. And most of the people, they are disciples of Charvak Muni. 99% of the people, they follow that, or we are disciple of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra Vacha. Bhagavad-Gita started with Dhritarashtra Vacha. Means he was so much attached to the kingdom or attached to his children, his sons. So what is the general public? So why the Bhagavad-Gita started from Dhritarashtra Vacha? What is Dhritarashtra? Dhrit means very, very strongly. Dhrita Rashtra means attached to the kingdom and attached to the children, is his sons. So this is how the most of the population they are on that level. So here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning how can the soul, which is so active within the body, be inactive after being liberated from the body. Srila Prabhupada is question marking here, and it is always active. It is eternal, then it is eternally active. That is how Srila Prabhupada he mentioned about the soul, and its activity in spiritual kingdom are the most confident. So this is the swarupa of the soul, like how muktir hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. So when the soul is in his original swarupa as the eternal servant of the Lord, and in his spiritual world when he is serving the Lord in his constitutional position. So that is Srila Prabhupada is saying is that is the most confidential part of the spiritual world. So this is what each and every soul, they have the constitutional position in the spiritual world, which we forgot. And after forgetting that, then like it is said, the moment like the jiva, when he desires to enjoy other than serving the Lord, actually the soul, as it is part and parcel of the super soul, the Lord is supposed to enjoy in serving the Lord, right? But when that independent tendency comes to enjoy independently than the Lord, then that is not the place for the soul to stay there, because there his eternal constitutional position is to serve the Lord. But when that tendency comes, then he is sent out of that. He cannot stay to that place. And when he is sent here, how he can enjoy? Then it is like Swarupa Vibrahma. The Lord, first mercy he do is, he will make us forget our constitutional position. Swarupa Vibrahma. We forgot that we are the servant of the Lord. Then there will be Hridaya Dwarvalita, then there will be Asat Trishna, then there will be Apradhas, and like that, all this, and the soul, then he is like caught here so strongly. These activities of the spirit soul are therefore indicated here as a constituting the king of the knowledge, the most confidential part of the knowledge, which is pure devotional service. So this is how Srila Prabhupada mentioned. Then Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about this knowledge is the purest from all the activities as explained in the Vedic literature. In the Padma Purana, man's sinful activities have been analyzed and are shown to be the results of the sin after sin. And that's why we are getting the different bodies. And then Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned here, it is first a small sprouting plant, then this. So here Srila Prabhupada established the law of karma also. He is explaining it. It is not like when we perform some activity immediately, that result. Yes, some results are like we are thirsty. If we drink the water, then we will be at least for sometimes we will getting some the satisfaction immediately. Some result is there. But some of the results are not immediately received. And Srila Prabhupada here, he gave example of sowing the seed. So when you sow the seed, so it will take time to come to become the plant, it will grow and then it will give the fruits. So this is Srila Prabhupada, he is giving how this, the law of karma, it works. And when we don't understand that, then only there one frequently asked question, FAQ. It comes like why bad thing happens to good people. This question is always there: why bad thing happens to good people? But we don't know like how good we are, because we don't know our journey, where from we came. We came and I think it is like in one of the lecture I was hearing, like if you are passing through somewhere and so many people together, they are beating one person, and you come and you say you are so many people and why you are beating him. So this will be a general understanding of seeing like so many people together, they are they are hitting one person. But if someone tells what the crime he committed, he is running, coming from somewhere, committed such a heinous crime, then your mind will change, right? Then you will think, means such a crime if someone is doing, then they are right. Right, he should not be lived. Like, yes, yes, Sujit. It is. You see, in India, sometimes it happens like people they demand the government, you give him to us. We will decide. Because they tell many times when the big crowd goes in front of the government office and the police, they will say, no, you give us, then we will be satisfied. We don't want any like judgment from you or anything. You hand over to us. So this is how our situation is. But our question comes to why bad thing happens to good people. But we don't know how good means, like what is our past, where from our journey is coming. So because of whatever we did, maybe those results is still, these are like here Srila Prabhupada, he is giving us Putam Bijam Phalol Mukam. Like these are in the different stages. Some are still there, which are not even in the seed form. Some are in like they are ready to give the results. Some are giving us the results. So this is how Srila Prabhupada, he is mentioning here. Like this, whatever we are sowing, we have to receive it, and we have to enjoy that fruit. Either it is a good or bad. The law of karma is like that. We have to enjoy that, and it may give us the result maybe after many lifetimes. So now I am remembering about the life of Dhritarashtra. I think it took him 50 lifetimes to collect the pious deeds to have 100 sons. Because of he killed, I think he spreaded the net, and there were the 100 small children of birds, where there was a fire, and those 100 small the birds were burned in that. So because of he killed that, so he has to get 100 sons to get back that the karma of that what he did, and he took 50 lifetimes. and after that he got 100 sons, and 100 sons were killed in front of him. Or while Lord Ram, he is teaching about when Dasarat Maharaj, by mistake, he killed Shravan Kumar. So it is said exactly when Lord Ramchandra, he came to the age when that Shravan Kumar was in that was the time when it came like Lord has to leave to forest, and in that Dasarat Maharaj, in thought of Lord Ram, he was just lamenting and he left his body. Exactly how Shravan Kumar's parents, they were crying for Shravan Kumar. So although the Lord, it is not him very big thing for him to remove those all the whatever the mistakes was happened by Dasarat Maharaj, but these are the teaching. So this is how the law of karma, it works for everyone. We should not think means like who is seeing. Mostly this is our like on they cry. Like today's time, the people they think who sees that, who cares, and like that. No, it is like it will come. So this is how here Srila Prabhupada, then he is giving this. In other words, those who are actually engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord are already freed from all reactions. This statement is confirmed in Padma Purana. Then he is giving aparadabd phalam papam bhutam bijam phalom mukam. Kramen ever he praliyet Vishnu bhakti ratatmana. Like only by practicing this devotional service, whatever stage our this past karmas are there, even these will burn away in that stage itself, just by practicing this devotional service. So there are many other statements. There is like a Suchi Sad Bhakti Deeptagni Dagda Durdhyati Kalmasa. Even if one is born in a lower family, or like whatever the situation is, but if he start practicing this devotional service, immediately that is past, this all the karmas, it will vanish. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is 4th canto, 22nd chapter and verse number 26. There it is Yada Ratir Brahmani Nastaki Puman Acharyavan Gyan Viragram Hasa Dahati Aviryam Hridayam Jiva Kosam Panchatmakam Yonim Ivotito Agni. So here it is said, upon becoming fixed in his attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by grace of the spiritual master and by awakening knowledge and detachment, the living entity situated within the heart of the body and covered by the 5 elements burns up his material surroundings exactly as fire arising from the wood burns the wood itself. Like that fire, it will even burn that wood itself. So the same way, this devotional service, it will burn all that. So there is another verse in 11th canto, 14th chapter and verse number 19, where it is mentioned Yatha Agni Swa Samriddha Archi Karoti Edhansi Bhasmasat Tatha Mad Visaya Bhaktir Udavan Esamsi Kritsana. So there he said, my dear Uddhava, just as a blazing fire turns firewood into ashes, similarly devotion unto me completely burns to ashes sins committed by my devotees. So this is the essence here Srila Prabhupada is giving. Then Srila Prabhupada, he talked about, it is said that the execution of devotional service is so perfect that one can perceive the results directly, that this direct result actually perceived, and we have practical experience that any person who is chanting the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, in course of chanting without offense feels some transcendental pleasure. So this is how it is like kartum susukham kartum abdai, like Lord Chaitanya, he is giving like in a first verse of Chaitanya Shiksha Ashtakam, there is also it is how it is ending. Anandamudi Vardhanam, Pratipadam Purna Amrit Aswadam. Or it is a Lord Rishabh Dev, he is also saying, Brahma Satyam to Anand. So this is how this pure devotional service. The same thing here, Srila Prabhupada, he is mentioning, and then Srila Prabhupada, he is giving example of Narad Muni, like there is no pre-qualification required to practice the devotional service. Anyone and everyone can come and start practicing devotional service, and it works for everyone. It is for everyone. Even like even in this Kali Yuga, the most fallen are most qualified to receive this mercy, the Lord Chaitanya which he is giving. So this is how here Srila Prabhupada he has given, and then Susukham. So it is mentioned like it is even there is no bar of the age, like even it is mentioned in a womb of mother. Parikshit Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj, even when they were in the womb of mother, they got the pure devotional service. Ajamila, he got when he was in a deathbed. Then even in a second body, even after the death, Jada Bharat, or he was in a body of deer. Even he was in a consciousness, he understood that time, no, he did the mistake, and he don't want to just again repeat that mistake. So when he was in a body of deer, he used to stay near the cottage of the rishis. He never went and mingled even with the other animals and that all. He always stayed there. And when he came again as a Jad Bharat, so he was remembering that all. So even this pure devotional service, it is in any stage and for everyone, it remains there. So this is how Srila Prabhupada he is mentioning here, and then he talked at the end, as will be seen in Bhagavad-Gita, actual devotional service begins after liberation. After one is liberated, one is situated in the Brahman position. So about this Brahman position, what is this Brahman position? So here it is like as that verse Srila Prabhupada here he mentioned about the verse of 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, like Samah Sarvesu Bhutesu Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. So in this there is like Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma na sochati na kankshati. So here it is like na sochati na kankshati, means he will be not lamenting, and na kankshati means like he will be not desiring anything. But there is no positive activity shown in this verse. Like, okay, he will be not lamenting, his lamentation will go. But what about engaging in the devotional service? That is not in that stage. And here is the even reaching to that Brahman stage, it is not perfection. It is not perfection because of they comes to the Brahman. That's why it is a Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwaniti. Even until and unless we have not that understanding of Bhagwaniti, so in a Brahmaniti, there is only that Brahmabhuta stage. Only the happiness is that they don't have the lamentation and they don't have any desire. But the problem in this stage, Jiva relates himself with the Supreme. Sometimes he will say Soham. So that Soham also comes from that. What he is, I am the same. Right? And they said because of some difficulties, still some little time is there. After that, I am also becoming same. I will be the same. Somehow or other, for like I am struggling, but that misunderstanding also can come in that stage. So this is the problem on the Brahman stage, where mostly they will say Soham or Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, and that Aham Brahmasmi, and that all the misunderstanding also comes there. So in this stage, person, he separated his identity from the body. That is good. He understand he is the spirit and eternal, but it is not complete, because he may even go to that misunderstanding of like where he will say no, he is equal to Lord, or he will merge in a Lord, he will become one, or like there is no question of pure devotional service. So, but that is the beginning. That is the beginning. So the journey to the pure devotional service, it goes through that Brahman, Paramatmeti, and then Bhagwaniti. Means that Bhagwaniti, it is the complete which consists that Brahman knowledge and the Paramatma knowledge. But who is in the knowledge of the Brahman, he is not even clear about the Paramatmeti or Bhagwaniti. So until and unless we are not practicing this pure devotional service, then that it will give us this misconceptions also. So Srila Prabhupada is ending. Thus, the process of devotional service of Krishna consciousness is the king of all education and the king of all confidential knowledge. It is the purest form of religion, and it can be executed joyfully without difficulty. Therefore, one should adopt it. So, like that, Srila Prabhupada, he is just concluding his purport here. So, still, time is over. So, let's it is the verse where there is, as Prabhu was mentioning, actually, this is a very reloaded verse. Reloaded verse, yeah, it is true. So much of even Srila Prabhupada purports, if we will go line by line, then it will be like it will take time. And here, how Srila Prabhupada Susukam he glorified, like he is talking about the Chatus Kumaras, like by the smell of the tulsi leaf which was offered in the lotus feet of the Lord, even they got the pure devotional service. And as Prabhu was mentioning about that verse of Tulsi Dal Matena Jalase Chulkenva. So there, this Advaita Acharya, he was always praying to just for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya by offering just the Ganges water and one leaf, Tulsi leaf, and by that simple offering, the Lord appeared as that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is how this pure devotional service. It doesn't need any much thing. Even it is like the medicine is in our mouth. Just by this mouth we have to chant the Maha Mantra, and we can achieve all the success. That's why this Kali Yuga, it is like कृते यद ध्यातो विष्णु प्रेतायाम जगतमकय द्वापरे परचर्यायाम फलो तत् हरि कीर्तन. Only by Hari Kirtana we can achieve everything, whatever we can discuss further, everything, but the essence is by this chanting we can achieve that everything in a very simple way. So it is simple, but it is like not easy to practice. It is not easy to adopt it. For simple people, it is simple, but it takes time. So here I will just conclude. Correct.